This episode of Southeast Iowa Today is brought to you by Griner Auto Body of Washington, Iowa, using state-of-the-art techniques and decades of experience to get your car back on the road after an accident. Car Doctor of Washington, Iowa. No matter who Frankensteined it, they can fix it, clean it, and customize it. McDonald Boneyard of Keota, Iowa, for all your farm equipment and auto recycling needs. For great food, it's your choice. Your Choice Family Restaurant of Wayland, Iowa. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Come to our cruise-ins this summer on the second Tuesday of the month, June through September. Girling Repair of Winfield, Iowa. If your mower is dead, call Fred, your Husqvarna, Aaron's, and Gravely dealer. Fred also fixes and sells snowblowers. B&B Propane and the family of Jet Stops. Dutch Market and Coffee Talk of Washington, Iowa. Dutch Market can handle all of your grocery needs. They even have a conference room you can use for free. Coffee Talk's drive-thru is open and ready to serve you coffee, energy drinks, sandwiches, baked goods, and ice cream. They all present you the award-winning Southeast Iowa Today. Here's the author of Christie's Journey, The Beat Goes On, and your host, John Bain.
Thank you, announcer Cody Roy of NewEnglandDukes.com for your golden pipes and wonderful introduction. On Friday, May 23rd, a few folks from this very audience reached out to me and said, there's something going on in Jefferson County that you need to know about, John, and you need to share with your audience. So I did a little research and am definitely going to do just that. I've got this stuff right here printed out. I'm going to put it on the screen for you so that you can see it as well. And basically, I'm going to read this to you and we're going to discuss this. So what this says is, Jefferson County residents allege county prosecutor conducted a warrantless search. And this is in the Iowa Capitol Dispatch website. And it's really quite a story, folks. Let me read it. 3 Jefferson County residents are suing the county attorney over an alleged warrantless search of their property. The plaintiffs, Gail Osborne, Tim McConnell Seba, and Gordon Seba, are suing Jefferson County Attorney Chauncey Moulding, Jefferson County and Iowa Department of Health and Human Services employee Kelsey Koenig in U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Iowa. The lawsuit seeks unspecified, actual, and punitive damages for alleged trespassing, invasion of privacy, and civil rights violations related to unreasonable searches. According to the lawsuit, the 3 plaintiffs live on the same parcel of land in Jefferson County, with Gordon Seba living in the main house on the property, while Timothy McConnell Seba and Osborne live in a separate home at the back of the property. They allege that on November 15th, 2024, DHHS received an anonymous complaint alleging that Osborne had given birth to a girl 2 months prior and was using methamphetamine while caring for the child. The information relayed by the anonymous complaint was entirely false, the lawsuit claims, adding that Osborne was never pregnant in 2024, had not given birth to a child, and was not using methamphetamine while caring for a child. Koenig, a DHHS Child Protective Services worker, spoke with Osborne at her house regarding the complaint and allegedly observed that Osborne exhibited no physical indications of having been recently pregnant. Osborne allegedly allowed Koenig to inspect her home, which showed no evidence of a baby residing there. Osborne then accompanied Koenig to the main home, where Gordon Seba allegedly agreed to an inspection that produced no evidence of a baby or any illegal substances. Later that morning, Koenig allegedly spoke to a Washington County Sheriff's Office investigator who indicated he knew Osborne and had not observed any signs of her being pregnant the previous summer. A friend of Osborne's allegedly gave similar information to Koenig. The lawsuit claims that later that day, Moulding and Koenig arrived at the plaintiff's property accompanied by Assistant Jefferson County Attorney Elizabeth Esty, 2 Jefferson County deputies, and 2 Washington County deputies. The officials had no warrant to search any part of the property, and Timothy McConnell Seba informed them that no one was allowed on his property without a warrant, the lawsuit alleges. Moulding ignored Timothy McConnell Seba and continued up the driveway to the main house, the lawsuit claims. Moulding opened the door to the main house and entered Gordon Seba's home without asking for or receiving consent. The lawsuit claims Moulding and Koenig then proceeded to search Gordon Seba's home, after which the law enforcement officers also entered the property to search outbuildings and campers on the site. Moulding then searched Osborne's home over her objections, the lawsuit claims. No evidence that a baby had ever existed was found on the property, the lawsuit claims, adding that Koenig subsequently deemed that anonymous complaint to be unfounded due to the lack of evidence the reported child existed. The defendants in the case have yet to file a response to the lawsuit. Moulding said Friday he had yet to see a copy of the plaintiff's lawsuit, and I quote, "This was obviously a government operation that was pursuant to a valid purpose," Moulding said. "But beyond that, without having reviewed the actual complaint, I think I should withhold comment," unquote. So, I want to also give credit right now. Clark Kaufman is the gentleman who put this together. Clark Kaufman is the deputy editor. He has worked during the past 30 years as both an investigative reporter and editorial writer at 2 of Iowa's largest newspapers, the Des Moines Register and the Quad City Times. He has won numerous state and national awards for reporting and editorial writing. Iowa Capital Dispatch is part of State's Newsroom, the nation's largest state-focused nonprofit news organization. So I wanted to make sure to give Mr. Clark Kaufman all credit for this story. That's something that people sometimes take things from my podcast and don't give me credit. And so if you're watching this now, that's an example of how I want you to give me credit in the future when you take things from my podcast. So in any case, I was informed by, as I said, several members of the Southeast Iowa Today audience, and I thought, there's a few people that I need to talk to on this. Well, I was on vacation on May 23rd. I was down in Texas visiting my daughter and son-in-law and grandkids and my wife and I, and having a great time. So I got back here on May 29th and got right to work on this. But in the meantime, on May 23rd, I sent this email, which you'll now see on the screen. And I sent it to Lee Dimmitt, Susie Dritch, Joe Ledger. Those are your 3 Jefferson County Board members. And I said to them in this email, and as I said, I sent Friday, May 23rd, 7:26 p.m. I said, "Hello, supervisors. I hope this email finds you all well. I came upon this story online in the Iowa Capital Dispatch. I am reaching out to you to inquire your thoughts on this situation and if you would be willing to go on camera on my podcast to discuss. I'm currently out of state on vacation, but will be back and ready to go in Iowa on Thursday, May 29. I thank you in advance for your consideration in this matter and look forward to hearing back from you. All the best, John Bain, Southeast Iowa Today." And in the subject, as I said earlier, and you can see on the screen, Jefferson County residents allege county prosecutor conducted a warrantless search. So, that gets you up to speed. I bet you've got a lot of questions here. I know I do. One question I have is, did Jefferson County Sheriff Bart Richmond know about this event and the planning of this event before it happened, or did County Attorney Chauncey Moulding go upon this all by himself and because he had already placed Sheriff Richmond on the Brady Giglio list, say that 3 times fast, and therefore just basically went around the sheriff. I don't know. Did that happen? These are questions I think that you, if you are a Jefferson County taxpayer and the Board of Supervisors answer to you, believe it or not, the sheriff answers to you, as does the county attorney. He answers to you ultimately, because all of these people are voted in and they get money from you, the taxpayer. So those are questions I have. Now, one of the things that I want to put out there for you is we've got a little thing called the Constitution of the United States of America. I want to read a couple of the amendments of the Constitution to you, and I'm going to take them right out of this book right here. So let's put that up on the screen. Amendment number 1. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. So I think what we're talking about falls into the First Amendment. What we're also talking about is definitely part of the Fourth Amendment, and here that is. And we'll put that on the screen right now. Amendment 4, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. My question to County Attorney Chauncey Moulding is, why didn't you have a warrant? It's in the Constitution of the United States. These are the things that need to be answered. These are the questions that I have, that you should have, folks that are watching or listening to this. County supervisors, 2 out of the 3 got back to me on the email. The 2 that responded back to me were Lee Dement and Joe Leisure. Susie Drish never responded to me, but both gentlemen decided at this time not to comment. But I can tell you that in the email that each of them responded, neither one of them knew of this event until I let them know. So they all know now. You know. Make sure your friends and family know as well. And make sure that everybody that can ask the questions as a taxpayer, as a voter of Jefferson County, start asking these people just what the heck went on last November. Hopefully we're going to get some answers soon. And, maybe there's some loophole in the law that the county attorney doesn't need to talk to the sheriff, or maybe he did talk to the sheriff. Hopefully we'll find out those answers. How were those deputies, both in Washington County and Jefferson County, alerted to meet Mr. Moulding and his team, we'll call them at this time, at the location, and to basically go through these people's homes and property without a warrant? Something, I mean, and the crime itself is so horrible, or the accusation of a crime, if it's true, that is just, things need to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. If it's not true, somebody needs to be disciplined on this. I mean, because if it's not true, this is not the way that Americans want their civil servants to be serving them. I'm very interested in knowing your opinions on this. Please put them in the comments below. Also, if you like this podcast episode, which I know it's kind of, the topic is disturbing, but give it a like and make sure to follow and subscribe. It's free. Like I said before, please, leave comments. Please contact these folks and ask them just what the heck's going on in Jefferson County. And thank you for watching. I want to thank my sponsors: Griner Auto Body, Car Doctor, McDonald Boneyard, Your Choice Family Restaurant, Girling Repair, B&B Propane, and the family of Jet Stops, Dutch Market, and Coffee Talk. I'm your quizzical host and cochlear implanted host, John Bain. Stay friendly, Southeast Iowa.